I can't say it nearly as good as John, man, but you know that's one of my favorite catchphrases. And actually, John, you don't know this, bro, but that's a part of my everyday life. Everybody in my crib now says it. Everybody says yes, yes. Yeah, man. I just wanted to stay as updated or keep track of this style. This is yet another commission. Ideally, my goal was to not take on back-to-back commissions. Like my personal, you know, I would say to myself, like, all right, I'll do some commissions, but I also want to do my own projects. And the thing with this one is that the dude who approached me on a real cool level, man. I mean, my background is I've been working in the nonprofit world now for over 20 years of my life. So a lot of that entailed me being a youth coordinator and running youth programs and setting up curriculums and organizing, and a lot of that for the nonprofit organization that I started with, and I still work to this day on a part-time basis. So part of working there is a lot of emails and before emails, memos, and just really staying on point with your words and communicating with people. And that's a big thing for me, obviously, because 20 years of my life, that's what I know in terms of a job. So this dude hits me up, and he is interested in doing, he wants me to do a dial for him. And I mean, I just love the way he approached me. He hit me up and on a real professional level and was like, this is what I'm interested in. I am now sending people out this couple paragraphs that just kind of break down, if you want a commission, this is how we go about it, this is how we start, these are the steps. So I sent him that, and he in turn, read everything through, hit me back, told me what his idea was. So his idea is he wanted another alleyway, but this time he wanted to know if I could somehow put a fence into play. So working off my alleyway idea, which kind of had a wall that came up to here, then it had a wooden fence, I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try to do something that has a fence kind of in the middle, and then one of the buildings is gonna be more modern, more taken care of. This is kind of the end of an alleyway. So if you're driving up, this is kind of the dead end of an alleyway. So I wanted one building to be, somebody bought and it's taking care of it, but it's an alleyway and it's still clean. They're keeping the graffiti off of it. Then I wanted the other side to be more abandoned. So I'm actually going to go with an abandoned look, boarded up window, a working door that's almost destroyed, so it's just a percentage of a door that can go in and out. So that'll be kind of cool. And then that fence in the middle. So to that end, I actually saw a tutorial a minute ago, and I swore it was slings, but I wasn't sure. So I asked the group, and slings and it's over for real, ACBA, and then AW Designs all hit up that post. I appreciate it, guys. And Sling kind of put the link to his tutorial on making fences, and then I saw it, and then I was like, damn, chicken wire, shit, I gotta cut it, damn, that seems sharp. And then AW Designs said, you know what, I've used gutter, it's officially called Gutter Guard, it's plastic mesh, and he says that it seems like that was more in scale with the 6-inch Marvel Legends. So that's what I did. I got a roll of it. Sling suggested the hammered style Rust-Oleum spray paint, so I grabbed that, and it was about $5. It's pretty pricey for a spray paint. Well, I shouldn't even say that, because to be honest with you, as a graffiti artist, we have to use kind of top of the line paint. So a lot of times I'm paying $5-6 for a can, which is why I don't buy all my spray paint at one time, because I'll be broke. I just throughout the years, actually, I stack up here and there, 2 cans here, 3 cans there. Anyway. So this is not too bad in terms of the price I'm used to, but it is pricey if you're not into spray paint and you just wanted to get something to paint a fence. And I just used, got a long piece of this dowel rod from Home Depot as well. I got this from Home Depot, the fence from Home Depot, and then I got some copper wire. It's really flexible, strong, and then I was going to use it to tie up the fence to the dowel rods. All right, so this is the process, and then eventually I will release this video, and it should probably reach about half an hour, as I'm going to record little by little as I go through it. All right, y'all, this is the beginning. I just wanted to bring a progress recording of where we are now. So I was able to complete that fence. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is gonna be the final fence. To be honest with you, I think these bars may be the dowels may be a little too thick. But I definitely like the way that this plastic gutter cover mesh worked out with the spray paint that I bought. I bought like that hammered effect spray paint, so that worked pretty well. And then what I did is, and I'll just come around the back. What I did is I used copper wiring and glue gun. So the copper wiring is securing the fence to the mesh, and then the glue gun in the background is keeping the frame together. It's fully magnetized. This one had to be. I used a bunch of magnets on this one just because this part here, I was thinking about making it kind of a permanent part. But again, my fear with making anything fully permanent is that when you store it away, it could snap off, and then you're not going to be too happy with that. So at least if it's, held together by magnets, it won't really ever break off. It just comes off. So that's what the back looks like. And then what I'm going to do, what I'm going to work on later on today is we're going to have a couple of doors, probably one here or here. There'll be two. So one will be a regular, the classic doors that I use, the wooden doors, and the other one's gonna be I'm gonna create like a half broken door on a hinge, so you can open and close it, but it's it's a beat up, crumbled up door. Half of this, this is the end of an alleyway, so half of it is going to be beat up. The other half is going to look a little nicer, as I've said before. But I'm not sure which is which yet. I will figure it out soon. And then, so kind of really similar to my diorama where I had the wooden fence there. That was more towards the corner. And he wanted something that was, he wanted a fence. And I just figured if I did it in the middle, you kind of still get that effect. Real similar size to my alleyway diorama in terms of the length is 2 feet across, 24 inches. And it is, I believe, 15 or 16 inches deep, minus these inches back here. So from here to there, I believe it's 11 inches from here to there. So it's, for the 6-inch Marvel Legends figures and any other 6-inch figures, it's a good scale for them, good space for them. All right, so this is where we're at. A little bit of more carving, some doors, some windows, some texturing of the floor and walls, and then I have to just throw on that base black paint. I also have to kind of mess with this a little bit. What I did is I created these little notches so you can put the fence in, and I think they're gonna work okay, but I just have to make sure that this one in particular seems a little loose, or the fence seems loose on it, so I just have to, think of something. And I believe I am going to create a second fence, something that's a little more beat up, and he wants the person who's getting this dial, he wants something for the Walking Dead as well. So this fence is 6 inches tall. The Walking Dead figures are usually 5 inches, so if he was to put something behind this fence, you can't see him. Or you can, but it'll be through the fence. So I want to do something where maybe I'll create another fence, an interchangeable fence, and I'll have it kind of broken up, and so it'll only, so this whole corner will be gone, so you can see any shorter figures in the background. That's where I'm at. All right, so a little more progress on this one. My goal is to finish this, I think I said 7 to 10 days. So I officially started it, I want to say Saturday. So we're on day 5. And I'm getting close. I textured the floor. So the way I usually texture my floor is, I think I've shown it before, man. This little guy right here, this is my boy. Like, this does a lot. It's versatile. You get a little corner, bang it in, you get that little effect. As I've said before, it has that little part for circular type designs. Then I usually use this part right here to bang it out, and then it gives it, Let me see, like that you can tell the difference there. That's the smooth, non-textured, and then you can see how you can see the texture. Finished with this door. So originally my plan was this, man. My plan was that this door was gonna be on a hinge, kind of broken apart, and you can open it and close it. The hinge that I actually have three different hinges, two different style hinges, and one of them was too tight, the other one was too loose. My fear is that the one that's too tight is going to get too loose, and the one that's too loose is just going to be so loose that it's always going to be swinging open. So when you put it away, if you don't, you you're kind of stacking it, you could just rip the door right off. And so that was my concern. And then I tried, let me see if I can just kind of show the back of it. So what I did is I tried, as you can kind of see here the holes of where the hinges were, and then I kind of created something here so that the screws can go into wood as opposed to the foam board. And even with that, the hinge that was too loose was okay, but man, I just felt uncomfortable. I switched it to the tighter one. The tighter one felt like it was pulling the balsa wood a little bit too much. So I just scrapped the whole idea, man. I just think, again, especially when you're dealing with balsa wood, if it rips off, it's going to be hard to put it back. So I want to make sure that these dioramas aren't breaking down on you for something real simple. I mean, they're not super durable because they are, balsa wood and foam board, so they're not going to be the most durable things in the world, but they shouldn't be breaking down fairly easy. So with my goal in mind is, because it is modular and it is magnetized, and you're going to take it apart, you can stack it on top of each other. So stacking it, walls on top of here is not going to hurt that. It's going to be good. Got the other door in here as well. And this door you can open. The trick with these doors anytime is that you do have to carve something out onto the floor so the door can fit into place and be flush. So I think the next step is I'm going to create a window here. I don't think I want to do a regulation size window for this size. I might do it a little bit slimmer, but it's going to be similar to this, boarded up. Beat this up a little bit. I might take out a brick or two of the concrete bricks. This is going to be textured and weathered, and same thing up top. This is going to be the nice side, so this is going to stay pretty sharp. And I'm approaching it the same way I approached Sling's diorama, which is to say that there's options of toy photography in a corner that's going to be all dirty and beat up, and and actually being able to kind of, even at this distance when the fence is up, you can angle it off and get that feel of an abandoned type building, and then you could just turn it over here and get that feel of a nicer type building. And again, it all falls into, it makes sense to some people who have a nice building, and right across the way is not so nice a building. So I'm pressing along. Today I'm gonna do that window, texture the walls. I gotta kind of wrap around the corner with the bricks. Same thing with the cement bricks here, and then we on to the painting process. So I feel pretty good where I'm at right now. All right, y'all, be back. All right, so a little more progress. I wanted to throw up what I've done so far with this diorama on YouTube. So I wanted it to I guess I'm gonna make it a two-parter. Originally I was just gonna do one long ass video, but I'll just cut it into two parts, as I've done with other diorama videos. So what I've done since the last update is that window. So I threw in a boarded up window, and I also beat up the structure, through some cracks and dents and some of the stones or some of the cement cinder blocks being pushed back a little bit. Eliminated that one. I also kind of created little bit of space there. One of the things that this person wants for this diorama is to make it, to use it for The Walking Dead. So I just was trying to keep that in mind, and you can put walkers behind here and reaching out for your ankles and so forth and so on. I may put, right now there's nothing there, I may put a window in the back, and by window I mean a piece of plastic for action figures packaging, and make it removable, so maybe spray paint it black so you could just have a darked out version, or just open it up if you wanted to do something else with it. Also finish texturing and creating the sides of both sides. So this side has some brick in the bottom, and so I just wanted to stay consistent with that. Finish this side in terms of texturing, as well as the cuts and the lines that I'm going to make. So went with a little bit of a different style, and just kind of gave it a couple different levels and just textured on the inside there. As this is going to be the nicer side, I may do I may do a little bit of, not damage, but a little more personality with the bricks on this side. I was able to carve in the bottom section there for the door, as that's something that has to be done whenever you're installing these doors. And again, I'm still gonna aim at creating a second fence that's more of a destroyed fence to match with this side, and then the nicer fence can match with that side. Hi man, so that's where I'm at. I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. Pretty happy that I get to start painting real soon, so you can get a better look of the bricks kind of wrapping around, and same thing over here, the cinder blocks kind of wrapping around, damage those as well. Yeah, so next step is get it all blacked out, and then start the process of painting, which honestly is kind of my favorite part, as that's when it comes to life. I realize that I usually work on a lot of bricks, and only one side is going to be bricked out and the other one isn't, so there's not going to be that much red on this side, but hopefully using browns for the door and the window will give it that contrast in terms of colors. Alright, my peoples, this is where I'm at, and this is the end of part 1, and part 2 will be the painting process and whatever else I decide to add after I stopped recording this one. Alright, y'all, peace.